I got in a hit and run yesterday. There was a lady on her phone in her white Honda CRV, and I was just at the light about to turn right, and she was just chilling out, just texting on her phone, texting her five baby daddies, and then she just wham right in the back of my Subaru. And then I turn on my hazards. She turns on her hazards. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, we're about to exchange information, and then we both pull over to the right, and then she speeds off. And for those OG people in my channel, you'll remember that I've been in an accident before. This 16-year-old who stole her mom's car essentially turned right in front of me when I was on my way to college, and then wham, totaled my Ford Focus. So naturally, I'd be a pretty paranoid driver. Now, I don't mean to be like this, right? I hesitate sometimes on the road, and I do take my time when I do turns and stuff, especially with the condition of the roads around here that I'll get into in a minute. But this is just insane. And earlier today, so let me give some context, right? There's a road that, like a straight road, okay? Just a straight line road that has a light at it. And then that light turns left into another straight road. And then on that road is where I live, the apartment building. So I'm waiting at a light, right? This green light, and I'm trying to turn left. Now, when there's two lanes of traffic, let me put the mic down, one going this way and one going that way, a person trying to turn left, this green light now serves as a yield sign unless the turn light itself is green. So I'm yielding to oncoming traffic because it's 4 p.m. and it's the traffic rush like always. And I'm just chilling out, like with my turn signal on, fully stopped, waiting to turn left. And I see this gray Honda Civic barreling down at Mach 12 right behind me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get hit again. And right before I'm getting to the climax, right? Right before this thing happens, I see that she's on her phone. She is texting with her left hand, steering with her right hand. Her left turn signal is on, but she is not looking forward. And at the last moment, right before she's about to total my rear end, right before she's about to completely destroy the back end of my car, she swerves out the way into more traffic on the right lane. Thankfully, no one was hurt. But then she had to do a U-turn because she was trying to make the same turn that I did. So naturally, now I'm pretty shaken up, right? This is twice in a week's time that I have either been hit or almost been hit on top of my already totaled car. Now, I drive a red Subaru, a Subaru WRX, which is classified as a sports car by insurance. And it's red, and I'm a 19-year-old college student with one accident on his record. So naturally, insurance is probably, it's probably going to get really expensive if I get in another accident. Even if it's not my fault, every single time I have a close call, which is a lot, I just envision this life. Like, you know how when people die, their life flashes before their eyes, or like when people are about to die? That's what happens to me. Every single time I almost get in an accident, my life of being a homeless college student flashes before my eyes because insurance would get so expensive. And the roads here, I live in Georgia, right? This part of Georgia that I live in, the roads are so bumpy and there's no money being put into them. There are more holes in each road than there are a massive block of Swiss cheese. It is disgusting. And as a person who drives a manual car, going over violent potholes and bumps in the road is terrible because if you're trying to shift gears, then your foot is like this on the clutch. It's going up and down. So you have bad clutch and gas control, which means you're probably going to stall out or burn the clutch quite a bit. So all of these factors combined into one massive fest of just anxiety whenever I have to drive. And this year for college, I have to drive a lot more because I'm further away from where all my classes are. Which leads me to the point of my little rant today. People cannot drive. People can't drive. Enough said. People need to get their license revoked. Now, I've said many times, not on this channel, I don't think, but people who are above the age of 55 should get their license. They should have to go through their driver's test every 5 years to maintain their license. I'm starting to think that age should be lowered to like 20 or something because people cannot drive. Let me just get this out of the way as well. I do not mind joyriding, right? I take part in time to time driving, spiritually, something like that. I have a sports car that has a little bit more horsepower than your average traffic. If you drive spiritually, if you drive like you're having fun on an open road with hardly or no cars at all, great. If you want to drive while you're texting, cool. Not on public roads, right? Not when there's other people around you. When you are going to make a stupid decision, make sure the only person you're endangering is yourself, because to be honest, that's what you deserve if you text while you drive. Because 99% of my close calls and like 50% of my accidents so far have been people who are on their phones. And maybe I just have terrible luck with this kind of stuff, but I don't know. I am a very careful driver. I'm a very smart driver. I use my turn signals right when I'm supposed to. I don't speed. I don't do anything. Some would call me boring. I've been called a grandpa driver by a lot of my close associates because they make fun of me for being paranoid on the road when I have, I think, every right to be. Because I've been in more accidents than they have. Well, I don't know that for sure, right? I don't know that for sure. Some people in my life, they've been through some tough stuff, but I cannot stress enough how upset it makes me when I see someone on the road who does not know what they're doing. Driving is a privilege, not a right. If you're going to almost destroy the rear end of my car because you're on your phone texting your ex-boyfriend to get back together after you cheated on him, you need to get out the car and retake your driver's license. If you're going to cut up in traffic and risk harming someone or harming yourself, you need to rethink your life decisions because you are an imbecile. You are stupid. I'm getting a little heated. Okay, I need to calm down for a second. But this topic is crazy. The topic isn't crazy, but my reaction to it is crazy because I've had so many close calls and so many experiences with traffic issues. So many people do not know how to drive. Also, if you're wondering why I look like a greasy, smooth supermodel right now, it's because I just got back from a leg day and I showered and I also shaved. I mean, on my way back from the gym, my legs are already shaking a little bit because I just hit legs. This person just right past me, almost clipping my rear end. Again, that doesn't sound good. Just close call after close call. It hurts, right? It makes me not want to drive anymore. Because keep in mind, I have no other way to get to classes except for a really shoddy shuttle system, which I don't really like because I've heard a lot of bad things about it. I have no other way to get to class except for my car. And if I'm 2.5 hours away home, or 2.5 hours away from home. So if I lose this car, I can't go to class. If I can't go to class, then I inevitably start to fail because in college, attendance is optional depending on the class. And both of my classes in person, attendance is mandatory. And if I miss stuff, then I miss stuff, which is also the same case for most of the college students that live next to me. It's insane how careless some people can be. The car that I drive, the red Subaru, is a part of my personality. It was the same thing for the Focus ST, right? I love driving. Right, I love driving manual. I love driving a little zippy car that I can, go a little bit faster than the average traffic with, right? It is fun. I love driving. I love cars, all this stuff. So the car, naturally, that I own is a part of my personality. I like to talk about it. I like to be in it. I like to be with it. You take away that piece of me and I get upset. I get really, really scared when stuff happens to it, which is also the same case for a lot of people, because a lot of people who even have a standard traffic car are more than blessed to be able to drive. So it doesn't make sense to me when I see someone zooming down the road looking at their phone. Another close call was very late at night. I was on the way back from my girlfriend's house and I was driving on a 2-lane road highway going 50, 55. I can't really remember. And there's a Subaru in the left lane, right? A Subaru WRX, the same trim, same model as mine. I mean, given it was a little bit of a ricer car, he had a massive ducktail and a single exit exhaust that sounded terrible. But I saw the dude, he was driving one hand on his phone with his other hand. And his car was manual, right? He wasn't shifting or anything. He was just driving, looking at his phone. And I was trying to match his speed, being like, hey, dude, I drive a Subaru as well. And he apparently is going to take the same exit as I am. And I didn't know this. I'm in the right lane, he's in the left lane, and the exit is on the right side. So he just starts turning. No turn signal, no nothing. And I start like backing up. I start honking, and I look. He's still on his phone. He's still on his phone. He's still on his phone. Oh my gosh! Like he must have vaped so much that the nicotine just cut off his brain circulation because apparently the Subaru owners vape. And Dad, if you're watching this, no, I don't vape. I don't vape like the rest of the Subaru WRX owners, trust me. But it is just ridiculous. It is so stupid. Why are you risking your life and so many other people's lives just to text? It doesn't make sense. It makes me even more upset when I see a car that is newer, like a 2010 plus model, because I know there is most likely Apple CarPlay or Android Auto installed, and there's voice recognition. You have Siri, you have whatever stupid AI bot that Android uses. You can use the microphone button on your steering wheel to text someone if you really have to. And also, you can call people. You can use your voice. You don't have to use your ugly little fingers. You can use your voice to call people. That's what I do most of the time. If anything, I focus more when I'm talking while I'm driving. I need to calm down. It is just absolutely profoundly, utterly ridiculous how careless some people can be with their cars, with their lives, with other people's lives, with other people's cars. It is just, it's disgusting. Sorry for getting mad. You know, I need to take a step back. But man, today's just one of those days where I see so many bad drivers, and I just think to myself, man, I am really lucky that my parents raised me right, because, oh boy, all in all, if you text and drive and if you endanger other people's lives while you're on the road, while you're behind the wheel, or while someone else is behind the wheel, and you see them texting and driving, you're doing nothing to stop them, I have no respect for you. If you come within 2 inches of someone else's bumper, rear bumper, when you're driving, I have no respect for you. If you purposely are aggressive on the road, I have no respect for you. You are not a good person, because you have no idea what other people on the road next to you have been through. And you could be very well giving someone else a panic attack with how close you're being, like I was earlier. I genuinely had the vision of my Subaru getting hit from the rear end and getting pushed into oncoming traffic with how fast the person behind me was driving. Keep in mind, she had to swerve out the way. I heard her tires screech. She had to swerve out the way so she didn't hit me. But regardless, I need to stop recording and take a breather, because I'm getting a little bit hot-headed. Yeah. Please, more than ever, especially on the road, stay safe.